Hi, you are listening to Baachu Talk, a podcast for government services professionals. My name is Bhaskar, and I will be sitting down with our government services leaders to share their stories, discuss their career, and learn all about the values and collective impact in our society. So welcome back, Julie, for part 2 Baachu Talk. In this episode, we'll be going personal. So let's get to know more about you as a person. So tell us 3 things not many people know about you, Julie.
3 things. Wow. Okay. Some of them I've already probably shared in part 1, Bhaskar. So the first thing is that I am a qualified teacher of modern and classical ballet. As I said to you before, so not everybody knows that about me, and it is something that is very, very important to me because I suppose for me it gave me the discipline, it gave me the resilience, the confidence that I've built up throughout my life, really, as well as career. So that was something that I did before I went on to 3rd level study, because I wanted to follow my dream, and not everybody gets the opportunity to follow their dream. So I took that opportunity. So that's one. The second thing is that most of my family are profoundly deaf. So again, I am very, very privileged to be somebody that has all of, I suppose, my full hearing, where I see my sisters and brothers and some of my nieces and nephews as well, so it must be genetic, are profoundly deaf, and they didn't always get the opportunities that I got. So again, that's something that has been a driving force for me, because, as I said, I'm in a privileged position that they are not, or weren't in. I think times have changed dramatically for the good. So they've much more opportunity now than they would have had. And the third piece, which is very personal to me, but again, I think is important, is that I am a gay woman. And again, not a lot of people would know that about me. It is something that, I still find, how would I put it, maybe difficult sharing. I shouldn't, but I do. And I'm very grateful to work in an organization that is hugely inclusive, and values everybody for the person that they are and what they bring, as opposed to anything else. So from an LGBT perspective, from a gender perspective, it makes me a real advocate for action in terms of changing the balance, I would say.
Amazing, Julie. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Julie. Julie, you are a very busy person, and COVID has accelerated the amount of meetings that we have on a daily basis as well. So when you have downtime, talk us through about your hobbies and interests, and what do you do when you're free?
It'd be nice to get some downtime.
Yeah.
It's probably the challenge. But so I love walking. I'm not saying I'm somebody that goes and walks 10 or 20 kilometers or anything like that, but I actually love being out in the fresh air, exploring new places. So that's something that's important to me and to my partner. We have 2 dogs as well, so we walk the dogs. They make us get out, which is good. The other thing is theatre. Love going to the theatre, and I'd go to anything. I'd watch any type of show. So we try and get out, certainly once every 2 months, to go and see a show and make a day of it. Haven't been able to do that in quite a long time, but looking forward to both the West End, and then if I'm back in Dublin, the theatre opening so that we can get out and socialise with people and get to see some fantastic performances. So they're probably the two things that I really like doing, apart from, going out for dinner, and I love that. But I haven't been able to do that either for quite a while. So I'm definitely going to make up for it. I'm definitely going to make up for it once we get out of the pandemic.
Totally. I think there seems to be a light in the tunnel now, Julie. So hopefully when things settle down, I'll join you for lunch and dinner sometime. But yeah, totally. Thank you, Julie. So now we know a little bit about hobbies and interests and three things. So let's get into what we call the rapid random fire questions round. Don't think whatever comes in your mind, I just go with the answer. And it's random, it could be anything. So we'll try. Number one, if you could be an Olympic athlete, in what sport would you compete?
Running, I think. The first thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So what 80s or 90s song do you sing only when you're alone, and what memory does it bring back?
Oh, wow. I was a fan of Madonna, so I'm not necessarily going to pick a song, but I suppose very much throughout the 80s and 90s. So I suppose just fun times, singing along, dancing, clearly, out, socializing. So yeah, sorry, it's not a song.
That's good. And then now we could get a flavor of you.
Yeah.
So do you think aliens are real?
I'm not sure. I think there's something out there, but I don't know what it is. I sort of hope they're not. Yes. But I doubt we're the only ones.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do you have nicknames, or how does your friends call you?
A lot of people call me Jules.
Jules,
actually.
I guessed it.
Yeah. So some of my friends, my father, God rest him, used to call me Jules. So yeah, a lot of people that know me really well would call me Jules, but nobody in work or anything.
That's it. Perfect. If you were a cake, which cake would you be?
Oh, that's easy. Coffee cake. I love coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah, I love coffee cake. Yeah, it's my favorite. Definitely my favorite. And other than that, pavlova. Again,
Pavlova. Oh.
Yeah, you see, I'm able to talk about the cake pretty easily.
Hey, let's flip the other way around. What's that one food you could never bring yourself to eat?
Oh. Okay, so I was in Japan a couple of years ago, and I have to say I found it quite difficult to eat some of the meat options that were put in front of me.
Correct.
So yeah, I won't get into it, but yeah, I'm not that adventurous when it comes to some foods, I can tell you.
Got you. I'm married to a Japanese woman, Julie.
Oh, very good.
So
I said that.
Exactly. This is what I go through most of the time when I travel to Japan. I don't even ask questions. I just eat it. No. The moment I know what it is, then obviously I will never eat it.
I think I just ate rice when I was there.
That's good. That's a safe option for you. So if you were a professional wrestler, what would your ring name be and why?
I don't know. Dancing Queen.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Nice one.
There you go.
Yes. What would the world be like if it was filled with male and female copies of you?
Very confusing. I would say not great, because you'd have people running around at 90 miles an hour, yes, all probably running into each other. But I think it would be relatively happy, but maybe a bit confusing.
Totally. I think that's it. I think relatively happy, confusing. I will take it with open arms. Believe me, I think we all need it. Nice. So what trait do you like the most about yourself?
I am very resilient. So I don't know if I like it most about myself, or I think it's probably one of my better. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, so I am very resilient and quite tenacious, and I think that's important, particularly given the environment we're operating in now.
Yeah.
But I think it's important in life, actually. So yeah, I would say definitely resilience.
Nice. If you're asked to go to a deserted island and live there forever, and you are allowed to take 3 items with you, what 3 items would you take with you?
Right. So I don't need to talk about survival kits or anything here. I'm taking, no, just in general, three items. Can I bring my partner?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. I definitely bring Donna. I think that would be good. I would have, oh God. Can I bring all of my animals as one item?
Yeah, why not?
2 dogs and 2 cats. I'm just trying to think of the things that make me most happy. And good food and wine. I know I'm probably bringing too many things.
No, I think job done, right? You have people whom you love around, and then you have food and wine. That's it. What else do you need? Maybe you could run around. Do you like the nature? You could walk around. You could dance. Oh, that's amazing. I think you have sorted yourself there.
I'm sorted, yeah.
Yes. What's something that you have that is of sentimental value to you?
I'd probably say a picture of my father.
Oh.
Yeah, real sentimental value. Very important person in my life that I lost about 18 months ago. So yeah, my father. Yeah, so that just reminds me of, being positive. He was a super positive guy, career focused, driven, happy. So yeah, all good.
You're about to get into a fight. What song comes on your mind as your soundtrack?
Eye of the Tiger.
This is one answer. Very rarely I get an alternative answer for this question, Julie. I mean, like this is amazing. That's
wow.
Great. Yes. So, what do you miss about your childhood?
I suppose being surrounded by my family. So, of course, my family are all there, apart from my father. But I think just not having any worries and, being happy. Well, sorry, I am very happy, clearly. But I think it's just different when you're a child, being looked after by siblings, and just a very happy, healthy environment. Yeah.
Perfect. Do you have a favorite character in a movie or in a book? If so, why?
Yes, so I can't remember the name of the character now, but I like Val McDermott. He's a crime writer. And I can't for the life of me now think of the main character. Of course, you've caught me on this one, but I suppose it's just something different. It takes you away from reality. Yes. So yeah, I would probably be, and I like that sort of problem solving and crime. I suppose, not that I like crime, but I like crime stories. Exactly. And yeah. There.
Perfect. That's a good one. If you are writing an autobiography, what title would you give to your book?
I'd probably say something like Life of Fun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, just
Life of Fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people take life too seriously sometimes, and
yes.
There's a lot of good things that happen, and it is what you make it as well, I think.
Totally. If Hollywood makes the movie The Life of Fun, which actress would you like to play the lead role as Julie?
Kate Blanchett. I'm a big fan of hers. I think she's a fantastic actress. So yeah.
Of course, I agree with you. It suits well. So you are chosen to make a special dinner for a special guest. Who will you invite and what will you cook?
A special guest. Michelle Obama.
Oh.
I think she is fun. Hugely intelligent. Very, very interesting in terms of her life. And somebody that I respect What I would cook is a different thing. I'd probably order in and have some drinks. There's not much work involved. Michelle Obama. Yeah.
That's nice. If you could make a rule that everyone in the world should follow, what rule would you make it happen?
That everyone respects each other.
Nice.
Which is not easy to get, universally. So I think that everybody should respect and treat people with respect and listen to people, take their views, and
Totally well said.
Yeah.
What is your memorable kitchen fail?
What's my what? My memorable?
Kitchen fail. Something went wrong in the kitchen.
Oh God, that happens all the time. Probably when I was cooking for friends, completely got sidetracked. But this has probably happened numerous times. Burnt everything, which is why I said for Michelle Obama that I would probably order in, because I tend to get so deep into conversation that I forget everything. So it's not a good idea to leave me trying to entertain and cook at the same time.
Yes.
Doesn't work.
Totally.
I respect those that it does work for, but it doesn't work for me.
You're very much like me. I think once you're in the conversation, you just get to the zone. Then unless the fire alarm or the smoke alarm kicks in, then you realize, ooh, I was cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Dear.
Totally. You mentioned you had 2 cats and 2 dogs. Julie, what's the name of
the 2 dogs are Dolly and Buffy, after Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right.
And the 2 cats are Lola and Ellie. So they're all very, very sweet and very important to us.
Yes. So if you could ask one question to Dolly, Buffy, or Lola, or Ellie, what question would you like to ask those 4 important members of your family?
I wouldn't ask them, are they happy? Because I know they are, because I just know by them. I'd like to know what's going on in their head. I'd love them to be able to talk, but they can't.
Yes.
So
any particular question comes to your mind specifically? All 4 are different, unique.
Maybe what's their favorite food? I don't know.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. If I flip back and ask Dolly, Buffy, Lola, and Ellie reference about Julie, what do you think they will tell about you?
Probably that Donna does everything for them and that I just pet them. Or maybe go for some walks with them. So I'm very, very lucky that Donna does most things for the dog. So they probably say that, I take the nice parts, go for a walk or things like that, without doing everything else.
That's it. Then that sounds about right. That looks like a nice balance in the family there. What's the biggest lesson life has taught you?
Not to take everything so seriously. I think throughout life, different things can happen. Good, bad, challenging, not so challenging. And I think it's being able to recognize what's important and what's an inconvenience, maybe. Yeah.
Very powerful, Julie. Julie, something suddenly came up in your mind. You are always immaculate in your appearance, Julie. Now, it just struck to my mind suddenly. For the past 4 months or something, the hairdressers and other things have been shut down, right? How do you look after yourself so well?
Well, maybe we can disagree with that statement in terms of looking well. Bhaskar, I don't know. I think it's a mindset thing.
Really?
I think if you're positive and upbeat and energetic, I think that's half the battle in terms of how you look and carry yourself. So yeah, there's no secret sauce or secret bottles, unfortunately. I think it's a way of life.
Well said, well said. I'm going to listen to this episode so many times because I did a short talk podcast just recently that talks about loneliness and isolation, like what's up with everyone. Kind of, I just went through my own little battle. I know I'm very jovial, very smiley, but even it caught up with me with this all these things, and you try to break that barrier, but it's not easy. But you are super energetic, Julia, as I always say. You know what? I'll be listening to this, and I'm sure listeners will be tuning in, and they can feel that sense of aura and the energy in this episode, I'm sure. Let's go back to the other one. Julie, who are the people who have been the most influential in your life and career?
In my life, I would say my father and my partner. So my father, for the fact that he was just super ambitious in his career, extremely hardworking, always striving to be the best that he could be. And that has, I suppose, translated to me as well. And he was always pushing and pushing. My partner, the same, very, how would I put it, just accommodates me in terms of my career and personally. So both hugely influential. From a career perspective, I think it's more about people I've worked with, Bhaskar. So I think you learn the good and the bad, or the not so good. So different maybe managers that I've worked with throughout my career, from a young age. I've had some brilliant people and continue to have some brilliant people that I work with today. And then, as I said, there's been those that have sort of shaped or taught me what not to do. And I think that's equally as important.
Wow. You're blessed with so much love. That gives you a lot more energy, Julie. When you know that you're backed up by these people who bet on you for your success, for your health, for your happiness, that gives you extra energy to do it, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. That's beautiful, Julie. Thank you. Julie, you mentioned, let's talk about your partner, Julie. If you become your partner and if a partner becomes you, do you think there will be any change?
Oh, gosh. Yes, I think there would be. Well, sorry. I mean, if I was to become my partner, no, I wouldn't change anything about her, and I hope she wouldn't change anything about me. We're very, very compatible. And yeah, make each other very, very happy. So, as I said, she is very, very accommodating for me in terms of my career, and I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have that support.
That's beautiful. Everybody needs a Donna.
Yes, exactly. Everybody needs a Donna. I'll tell her that.
Yeah, that's the tagline.
Yeah.
Yes. And you already had lots of wisdom shared in this podcast. If what's the best piece of advice you have received, and from whom?
So the best piece of advice is to back yourself, back myself. So have self-belief, and that is, without doubt, that's what I would say. Has somebody said that to me? I'm not so sure. It's probably something that I have learned throughout my career. Bhaskar, I think there's a lot of people, and it's very easy to doubt yourself.
Yes.
And I suppose the one thing that is important is, to recognize where you do have blind spots. So, I know I'm not a genius, and I know I'm not an expert in everything. But it's to recognize where those weaknesses are, and then to absolutely back and have have that strong self-belief in the capabilities that I do have. So I think that is really, really important, and particularly for women. I think women can suffer more from that lack of confidence, maybe, than men. It's just my view. And for me, I always say to other women, make sure you back yourself, have that self-belief, because everybody has doubts. It's just important that they don't become blockers for you.
Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful, Julie. Julie, just delving a little bit deeper on advice to women in particular. As you know, in our industry, it's very, very rare to find senior women leaders in the board. So what advice would you give colleagues, female colleagues, or colleagues who are non-male, or non-white male, let's be particular, who's looking to pursue a leadership career in their chosen field, from your experience?
I think, back to the piece around self-belief, Bhaskar, you have to have, so one is believing in the ability that you have. That's the first thing. I would say to find somebody that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, or find those people that are going to push you out of your comfort zone, because I think and I have experienced throughout my career people who have really believed in me, and have been the ones maybe earlier in my career that were pushing me to do things that I didn't necessarily think I could do at the time. So, find people that push you beyond what you think, have that self-belief, knowing that it is difficult. I would say to them to try and work with brilliant people. That's not easy. But if you find or are given an opportunity to work with brilliant people, as I'm fortunate to work with today, take it. Absolutely take those opportunities. And, I think you have to put your head above the parapet. I think, again, women are not as forthright sometimes as our male colleagues. So you absolutely have to make sure that your ambition is known, and that you're having conversations with the right people who can support that career progression for you. So you have to put your hand up. You can't sit and wait for something to happen, because chances are somebody else has gone and put their hand up. So you have to, I suppose, it's about purpose. It's about moving forward with purpose and progressing with purpose. So yeah, you do have to be a little bit bold, I would say.
Wow. Thank you, Julie. Julie, you are a big advocate of being authentic. So, and human, being who you are. So why do you think we should be authentic and human in our leadership?
I think, real leadership is about building trust amongst people, and guiding and supporting to get the best out of your team and about people. And I think if you're not authentic, how can you get trust? So that's one thing. I am a very, very open person, and my team would say that. I'd be surprised if they didn't. And in turn, then my team are open with me, Bhaskar. So I think, particularly in times like this, when we need to be strong communicators, when we need to be visionary, when we need to bring people together to collaborate, having authenticity is vital. I just don't think that people will survive in leadership roles going into the future if they are not authentic and build trust within their teams.
Wow, totally true. Totally. I think when I started the podcast, when I mentioned human leadership stories, people were looking at me like, what?
Yeah.
But COVID has actually proved the genuineness in people, and you
need that integrity. I mean,
totally, yeah.
You have to do what you say you're going to do, and as I said, that's how you build trust and have authenticity.
Brilliant. Thank you, Julie. So, final question. Successful career from where you started, beautiful family, now, then and now, successful career, a lot of happiness, good health. You're blessed with so many good relationships around you. What's something you are looking forward to in the future?
I want all of that to continue, first of all. So that would be one thing. Look, I mean, I think keep learning, keep developing, and trying to have an impact where I can have an impact, Bhaskar. So I like being challenged. I like learning new things. And as long as that is happening for me, but I think the big thing is having an impact for others. So, Sodexo is all about quality of life and improving quality of life of everybody that we serve. And that's not just in the day-to-day. I think all of us, even this leadership talk today, if we can impact one other person, that's great. So it's to continue sharing, learning, and hopefully having a positive impact.
Wow, definitely, Julie, definitely. Julie, is there anything else you would like to share to the listeners before we close, or is there any part of your life or career or anything during COVID that really touched your heart that you just want to share? Anything? Last 2 minutes.
I think what COVID has done has brought out the good in people. So, and the simplicity of life that I think we've probably, I certainly had forgotten or taken for granted. So I think if there's one thing we take from COVID is that we don't go back to old ways of living. So talking to people, be it virtually or not, to make sure that they're okay, checking in on neighbours, supporting local communities when they need it, and vulnerable groups, and just enjoying a simple life, out going for walks and not spending times in shopping centres all the time. I think that's the simple message for me from COVID. It has made me reflect without doubt.
Wow. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for that. Julie, it's been an absolute privilege to have you with us at Baachu Talk. We can continue this forever, I think, but we have to stop now. We will come back to you again, Julie. So wish you, your Sodexo colleagues, your family, Donna, the 2 little dogs and 2 little cats, and your family in Ireland, everybody, all the good health, happiness, success. Please do continue to inspire everyone around you, Julie. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay kind, and most importantly, stay sane.
And many happy returns, Bhaskar. Thank you.
To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Please do visit baachu.com/Baachu Talk podcast to this specific episode link to everything that was mentioned in this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, review, and share Baachu Talk podcast with your loved ones. We will see you at the next episode with another special guest. Until then, it's Bhaskar Sundram from Baachu signing off.